Hello everyone, this is Andrew Giron and I'm back with Game 18 of the first Reddit Open Tournament. There is no Game 17, you know the drill. No replay for me to watch and talk over. Anyway, in this battle on the blue team we have JED89 with a Eurocore general deck. And on the red team we have Belarus Border Service with an Entente mechanized deck. Should be interesting. Because this map definitely, a mechanized deck would definitely do pretty well on this map. They do well on this map because it's a lot of infantry fighting in this map, I find. And the ranges are very close, so any disadvantage in terms of, heavy versus medium armor is a little lost because they're almost always going to be in shooting range with each other. Alright, and we're away. Let's see, down here we got very close together. TPZ Fuchs, what does that even stand for? Truppenpanzer? I don't know. Looks like there's Jaeger in there. And we got some Commando Para in the VAB T20. Unless the guy upvetted some Hussards. It's always possible, I guess. Anyway. And an AMX-32. I don't know if I said this before, but it's not... I'd much rather have the AMX-40 for 80 points. It's only 10 points more, and you get a... I think the big thing... You only get like 1 more AP and I think 10% more stabs. But you also get a little bit more armor as well. This is an all-around better tank. Not dramatically better, because, it's only 80 points. Only 10 points more, but I like it. Anyway. In the mid, let's see... That's probably Legion 90. It could be something. It could be Rima 85. You never know. AMX-30 Roland. Why? Like, it's just a... it's a 2.8 kilometer non-radar anti-helo piece is really all it is. But when you have the Croat tail, there's really no point in this, I think. Again, Croat tail's a bit more expensive. This has more missiles, but it also has to reload every 2 missiles. I don't know. AMX-10 RC. They have a popular one. Anyway, so it looks like JED89 is going fairly light into golf, and looks like I'm guessing these guys heading into Foxtrot, I would be my guess. I don't know. Looks like he's only doing a 1-command start. Yep. Got Milan F3 in the Panther, unless the guy really likes F2s. And Cannon for recon, and a bunch of fun stuff here. AMX-10 RC, 2 SBs. More Jaeger in Fuchs. And he has Crow Tails in his deck, that's good. Upvetted by the looks of it. 1390, HS-30 Mortar. And another 1390, and a Leopard 2A4. Alright, that's probably the biggest tank in the battle. Or, probably the biggest tank in the starting. So yeah, looks like Jed is definitely going to be playing in this part of the map. He's probably going to try and do a heavy push into over here is my guess. Alright, as for Belarus Border Service, looks like he's doing a 2-command start, leaving the infantry in Alpha and putting command vehicle into Echo for that lovely +2. Let's see, we got Igla, presumably in the BVP. Could be like a Silo or Silo, whatever it is. Or that's their name. The designate actual unit name Silo or whatever, Silo 2. It's an Egla. Anyway, looks like that's going to be some oh dear, coughing. Proletari. And that's probably Mea Savannah Pace in the PBs. And that's going to be Granicari in the Tatra. Hera 2, ooh, HT4, that's going to be Paddle Branching 90 because it's a mechanized deck, so elite infantry like that's mostly only going to be available in helicopters. And what else got? T-55A for recon, Primus Mortar, TM60P, that's going to be a Drug, alright, or yeah, Drug, whatever it's pronounced. If that's what we want, it's Entente, so I'd say Conquerors, but he could possibly have both, to be honest. It's Entente, and he is a mechanized deck, so he could definitely have space in his deck for 2 cards, ATGMs. Let's see, M84AN, that's probably Proletary, Maya Savannah most likely. Eggman, Sava. Yeah, so that AN's going to be his best tank. Has the same stats as the M84A, that it's 95 points in the tank tab, but this one has stealth and optics. So yeah, it looks like most of the action at the beginning is going to be in kind of this middle, I always say the top, that's in the middle area of the map, really. Then again, this entire section of the map never gets played on in the 1v1 format. Or 1v1 version of the map. Alright, some more firing. Presumably it's smoking out somewhere. Yeah, smoky in there. Guess he's probably worried about recon and AT-gems in there. Yep, he's going hard into the forest there. Oh, AN's doing its thing. Ooh, took a couple of big hits. Probably from the SBs. Oh, he's letting his Crowtail get far ahead. Oh boy. Oh, AN's still in the fight. Oh, and the Fuchs are crossing, but they're getting picked off by the tanks. Like you said, he's got to unload them. Like, as soon as you're across, you got to unload them because they're just going to get blown up in their transports. 10 SPs are going up the ANs, but they're missed. Oh, why is the Leopard 2A4 falling back? I guess he's worried about Proletariat. Oh, Mirage SF gets taken out by a Sava. Oh, Legion 90 kind of in the middle. Bombing run there. I don't really think it did much, though. The 10 SPs just get picked apart by these guys at close range. Oh, no. Yeah. Honestly, probably what he should have done for the Amphibious Crossing was smoke here, probably. Oh, and the Legion 90 are contemplating. Because if he'd done that, these guys wouldn't have had line of sight against the Jaeger crossing. Thank you, computer. I think it's only Red Dragon that does that. I'm not sure if I've ever noticed any other games doing it. Anyway, Panther's just flying across the open while there's a Sava. Yeah. Well, Legion actually are doing some work. Because mini-meme. Oh, now the 2A4 is engaging these guys at point-blank range where its armor advantage is negated. But it does take out the AM before it gets shot. But now the Droog's firing and misses. And since he sent most of his infantry across the river here, he just doesn't have the infantry to fight these guys. Oh, Droog is spotted. Not quite sure what. Maybe the Jaeger are spotting it. But it loses line of sight on him and yeah, just got pegged a couple times. Is that a 2.4? Yeah. Oh, I forgot about this. Yeah, nothing really happening here. Looks like Command, yeah, AMX-32 shooting some Pruskanich. That's the Czech one I always forget exists. And these guys are down-vetted. They're not up. I thought they're up-vetted the 5-man team, but no, it's just a down-vetted 10-man team. Shock. Commander Power are going to need some help. Oh, but the VAB is providing it. Oh, Legion, the transfers have finally gone down. More Fuchs. And yeah. Anyway, I haven't mentioned. I didn't point out outside of the very opening that Belarus does have his 2-pointer captured, so that's giving him 82 command points so far. And it looks like he's well on his way to securing the middle. It's just AMX-30 Roland. Why? It's just so weird. So weird. Okay. Jed looks like he's calling out a CV for Charlie to get that +2 gone. Well, Commander Para kind of fought to a standstill against the Maya Savannah, but Proletariat 90 are moving up. We got a couple of BVPs waiting to support. And yeah, standardized machine gun versus MG42 Offspring. Oh, AMX-32 is going to get one shot by these guys. Yep. If that was an AMX-40, it would not have been one shot because it, or at least not from the front. Because basically, 24 AP is 24 heat AP is just enough to one shot 10 armor. Oh, another AMX-32 over here. Alright. And yeah, these guys just, you know, out in the open. Hera 2 is going to probably finish him off, if not the BVP. Padabranchi, they're spotted and taking fire in the open. Not sure what he's trying to do with his AMX-30 Roland. Sometimes when you get it killed. The 2A4 is wrecking these guys pretty good. Unfortunately, the Jaeger also getting wrecked out in the open. He's putting up a lot of smoke. He's almost completely expended his HS-30. Panzer Mortier. I can't remember what it stands for, the MRS. I don't know what the current German word for mortar is. Yeah. And plus, this is a mechanized deck, and so it's going to win an infantry fight almost every single time. Just because A, it has a veterancy bonus, B, it's just more of it. Okay, so yeah, this Pad Wrench are going to be pretty dangerous. Fuchs and Jaeger are separating. Oh, Cannons also looks like he knows they're still there, so he's trying to spot them. Meanwhile, in Golf, Belarus is just has it relatively secured. It's just a couple of Jaeger in there. Yeah, M84 is a standardized machine gun. Is that the one that's based off the PKM? I can't remember. Anyway, Hero 2 is going to probably watch the top part. Make sure nothing sneaky happens. HS-30 is just getting suicided in because it's out. I think that can happen when it runs out of ammunition and you give them attack position. They try and, I think, close with their machine gun. I'm not too sure. Oh, Paddle Brancher are getting pretty... they're not having a good day. I guess if they Gazelle spotted them. Oh, EVPs take out the Fuchs. However, yeah, this will beat 2 Jaegers, hands down. Especially when one is out in the open like that. Another AMX-32. I don't know. I just think it's poor choices just because, you know, the Proletariat 90 are just going to one-shot him from the front every time. Oh, AN coming up from the middle. That should help deal with that 2A4, especially since the 2A4 is down 2 HP. What else is there? 65, 60, 19. That's like the same gun stats as the 2A4, I do believe. Yep, but it has 1 more HE. And it's also autoload, so it's actually basically is a better gun. That's what the same gun as the M84A. It's just lacking in armor compared to other tanks. But apparently it's overpriced according to the Yugo boos. Oh, yeah, Cannon's just gonna get wrecked by an autocannon. And Jaeger taking a while to die. Oh yeah, they have battle rifles, and those are much better in forest fighting than submachine guns. But they're also outnumbered, and they are out-vetted. These guys are down-vetted, these guys are up-vetted. So you're basically looking at hardened versus trained, so it's a bit of a difference. Oh, another mortar's out. And it's smoking these guys off. Looks like he's probably worried about the ATGM team in there. And the Hero 2 snuck all the way around. And there's a Crowtail there, but that's way too far out of range. And in theory, that Hero 2 could just YOLO its way to that P4 PC, but I have a feeling the Commando pair would... it'd probably have to be over the trees to spot the P4, and the Commando pair would probably just gun it down with their machine gun. Because those things are pretty powerful against helicopters when they're flying over forests. Oh, we got Panzer Grenadier 90 and Martyr 2s. Oh, VAB's taking it to that BVP. Looks like he's going to escape, and Panzer Grenadier 90 probably wreck that guy. Hero 2's behind the spawn, basically. Let's see, what is it spawning? Oh, nothing yet. Okay, now it's spotting things that are spawning. And Jet can see it. And let's see. I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of putting my basic line infantry in wheeled transports like that, because basically that's 10-point transport plus 15-point line infantry. So yeah, not a good combination. It's 25 points for probably units, two of the worst units for their category. Like Jaeger are one of the worst 15-point infantry squads. Just because, you know, Panzerfaust 40, like most 15-point infantry units have better AT than the Panzerfaust 44. Though most of them don't have the same anti-infantry capability, so it's a bit of a trade-off there, I guess. But they're still, them and Gevarmen are not great for 15 points. Say, you know, something like Fusilier 90, which have, you know, LOL 80 for 15 points. You can just wipe out vehicles, especially at forest combat. And then the Fuchs is not a great, it's not bad, it's a 10-point wheel transport, so it has 1 armor, and it doesn't even have a 50 caliber. You know, if it had a, you know, a 12.7mm machine gun, you know, that'd be good. You know, it's good. But the MG3, when vehicle mount, is just kind of underwhelming. And the same goes for most 7.62 machine guns. Like, you know, the Anzac Aslav PC is better than the Canadian Bison just because, you know, they're the exact same vehicle. It's just the Aslav PC has a 50, Bison has a 7.62. There's a C6 on it. Anyway, I should probably focus on the battle. AMX-32 is about to have a bad day, or maybe not. It's definitely going to work. Of course, it's not going to be using its autocannon because it's basically, since the autocannon's coaxial to the main gun, how it goes is it's always going to have higher AG output on the main gun than the coaxial 20mm, so it's always going to use the main gun. Oh. Yep, it spotted the P4, and the Crowtail takes it out. And there's another P4 coming out. Didn't see where that was going. Oh, Super Galeb gets the Crowtail. Yeah, spotted by these guys when it fired. Speaking of which, M80 Leopard 2A4 went down to this massive tanks here. I think, yeah, probably shot this guy once and then got obliterated. Actually, I think it would have done 19 AP versus 15 frontal armor. It's hard to tell. I'm pretty sure it would have done more damage. Anyway, so basically what that means is JED89's position here is being broken, and he's about to have M84As running wild all over his shit. So managed to get some Panzer Grenadiera and AMX-32 here, but it's not really going to do much. He needs units here, but thing is, mechanized deck, and this is a primarily infantry, really infantry-centric map. Like I said at the beginning, you know, mech's going to win this kind of fight almost every time. You know, providing that, you know, players are equal skill, which is not always a given. But then again, Colonel, First Lieutenant. Oh, Panzer Grenadier are just getting shot up by the transports. Yeah, now he should have had the AMX-32 there from the beginning. Oh, and those are Proletary 90, so yeah, they're just going to one-shot it. Oh, and yeah, Jed has a +1 because he capped Golf, and he's at a -2 disadvantage for a little bit just because he's moving his P4, and he's moving it against, you know, yeah. Anyway, Belarus is at 127, Jed's at 2. It's not looking too cool. Ooh, a Cub M4, that's the check one. That's not bad. It's only 3 missiles though, so Buck is a little bit better, I'd say, just because 4 missiles gives you some breathing room. But still, like most heavy SAMs, and a few other ones like the Crowtails, or the Crowtail and the HQ7, or whatever the Chinese version is. What's this over here? Commando Para managed to infiltrate all the way over there. Oh, they probably drove down this road and around. These Jaeger have been here for a while. I can't remember how they got there. I think they just drove in and walked. The transports got blown up. And they're really not going to do much. They can maybe win a fight against the Proletary, but the VVP is going to even the odds. And same with that P. It's just going to add a lot of fire. And Marder 2's moving in. The good, you know, Panzer Grenadier 90 are good against infantry. And Marder 2 is good against light armor, but there's also heavy armor here. I'm just kind of caught on the open, and yeah. Anything that JED89 does now is just going to be delaying the inevitable. Leopard 2A4. Oh, Jaeger are just standing out in the open. Yeah, they probably attack move them, which is pretty common with line infantry because they don't have stabilizer on the machine gun, which is just stupid because all it does is just promote the shock meta instead of, you know, basic influence, whatever. Personally, I think that line infantry should have a little bit more utility in the game, but that's discussion for another day outside of the tournament. No, I should be focusing on casting, not on balance, blah blah blah. Anyway, the Jaeger managed to make it into the trees and Proletarian. Yeah, there go down. Like, the thing is, yes, they have been price nerfed, but the thing is that Jaeger are still good against infantry. No, battle rifle plus MG3 buzzsaw, lol, memes. Still a potent combination, especially in forest combat. Ooh, S-24. Really the only reason why you take it is because it has big fuck-off rockets. 10 HE. It can one-shot a squad with a direct hit. Oh, Super Galen, probably going for that 2A4. And what's going to stop it? A AMX-30 Roland? Though I will admit, I would laugh really hard if it did that. Nope, doesn't have the range against planes to do it. And now it's going to get wrecked by a PB, or an AN, or an M84A. Nope, AE gets the kill. Oh, another Leopard 2A4. Yep. And these guys are just chilling there. It's probably trying to sneak in and kill the command, but it's not going to do them any good. Anyway, Belarus is taking it +1 for Wise at 170 points now. Oh, did he get the AM that was sitting there? No, it fell back. Oh, gets the Recon T-55 though. Good job. Oh, Legion 90 are outnumbered and outgunned. Oh, and S-24 is putting fire into them. Ooh, big hit. Because buildings give you a 70% damage reduction, so they only lost, you know, only 3 men to a single hit. Let's see. BAB went down. Commander Perry got caught up by a Snezka because he walked into the open instead of trying to go through the trees. In theory, if he had walked through the trees, he would have been able to take out the Snezkas pretty easily and then walk into the buildings, but that's in theory, and by that point he probably would have been, yeah, stuff like that. He would have been spotted and support would have came for him. Anyway, now let's break it down. Belarus Border Service was victorious with 181 conquest points to JED89's 7. Belarus had 2,215 kills. JED89 came in at only 870. Alright, let's break down the battle. In the opening, JED89's opening wasn't particularly well coordinated. He, he tried to be a little clever crossing the river with his Jaeger, but he didn't smoke it properly, so he lost most of his infantry. Ooh, bumping my filter. There we go. Anyway, so he lost most of his Jaeger just crossing the river and didn't achieve much there. He probably should have just put him into the forest there and just fought it out with his infantry there instead of getting them killed in their transports on water. As well, I don't know. Nope. I think part of it is just Jaeger, especially in Jaeger and TPZ folks are just not price efficient. You're just paying 25 points for a pretty basic infantry squad is what you're doing. So that's, there's also definitely a lot of personal preference. There's a lot of advantages to having them in a fast wheel transport. Like, in this kind of opening, if you put him into that forest, he would have, had a lot of, 2 squads of Jaeger. That's a lot of firepower to have in one place for an opening. And, supported with the RCs, the SBs, and that Leopard 2A4 coming up, it would have been golden. Like, honestly, I think that if JED89 had, instead of trying to cross with his Jaeger and then move them to the forest, he would have been able to win that fight probably, especially if he didn't pull back, because he also pulled back his Leopard 2A4 once he realized he wouldn't be able to hold the forest against the infantry, which also meant that M84AN had free reign. Oh, what else do I want to say? I think that's the big thing. I don't know. I'm focusing there just because that's where the battle was won and lost, was in that, middle part of the map. That's where most of the action was. There's a little bit going on in Gulf, but that's honestly, that is a little bit of a sideshow. to, you know, the area between Foxtrot and Charlie. Whichever 2-pointer that was. Also, AMX30 Rollins. I can definitely see them having their use and maybe like a cat game. I think, isn't the Crowtail available in Cat C? Maybe in an armored deck they'd have their use. I just, how do I this? Yeah, sure, Eurocore. Support. Let's see. AMX30 Roland, 1977. Roland 3 is 86. That's the Roland 2, which is 81, so it's Cat B. How does the Roland... I can't remember the difference between these two. What does 15 points get you? 1 more HE and 2 more range increments against helicopters and planes. Fair enough. Anyway, what does it want to say? Yeah, so... Yeah, AMX30 Roland 77. Yeah, it's Cat B for the Crowtail, so... AMX30 Roland, I think, could be used if you do a... You know, or would see use, or could potentially be useful in maybe a Cat C armored deck for Eurocore or France. Whatever. There's reason for everything. Maybe have that accidentally selected instead of the Roland 3. Anyway, that doesn't matter. I don't know why I'm getting so stuck on him having AMX30 Roland. So that's a weird thing for me to get focused on. Yeah. Anyways, that battle was very much decided in the opener, and because that just gave... Because Belarus won that opener so decisively, like, he did not take very many losses in that opening, and that just gave him a massive, just unit numerical superiority advantage. Kind of redundant statement. Anyway, and that he took advantage of for the rest of the battle. Also, JED89 probably should have sent... Instead of trying to send his Legion into middle, he should have sent them into, you know, the forest with the rest of... along with the Jaeger. If he'd done that, if he'd had all of his infantry there in that general part of the map, he probably would have taken the opener. That is my personal opinion. I could be grossly mistaken, you know, maybe... just the sheer amount of numbers or better fire support from Belarus would have won. Better playing, I don't know. I'm just rambling on a lot about this battle. Anyway, this was game 18, so that means that's the last game of round 1, so now on to round 2. And yeah, I am Xander Turon, and this was the first Reddit Open Tournament. You guys have a lovely day.